You caught that fine, Mr.
Yeah,
Brooke.
I know I did.
So just good morning, everybody. Just to put you in the loop, Tom's stand of his tank, each side, the wood is swelling at the base, right? So there's definitely a leak of some description. So I suggested he tasted the water that's down there on the floor. It's not salty. So we're going to troubleshoot live. So Tom's going to be more distracted than he normally is. Good morning, Tom. How are you? Other than
Good morning. Oh, I'm over at moon, mate, with this. Great laugh. Oh, it's always something with fish tanks, isn't there?
We're going to quickly say good morning to people that have joined. Jamie's going to say good morning.
Morning, Mo. First in. How are we doing? John Wright. Always good to see you, buddy.
Morning, morning.
Morning, Matt. How are we going? Harry Bowe's here. John. Good morning, John. Liam. Sorry to interrupt your morning, buddy, but glad you could join us.
Yeah, this is far more important than the F1.
Reefing by design. Good morning, all.
Morning, Nick.
I'll learn some names.
Here we go.
Alan, always good to see you, buddy. Dan, good morning up there.
The reefing giant. I so need to get him and Dave together.
We absolutely
Maybe Dave.
And good morning, fella. Offshore Reacher. I bet you're happy Lee's no longer with you. Melinda, good morning.
Morning, Melinda.
Good morning, Adreef. And Gary, how are we doing? Gaza, how are we doing, buddy? Dave's Reef, everyone's in. We've got quite a lot of people considering we didn't put an advert out. Amanda, how are we going?
Sorry, considering we didn't put an advert out.
Yeah. Ryan, how are we doing, buddy? Rama,
I was too busy pissing around the floor of my tank.
You were.
Will, how are we going? Ben, how are we doing? Good morning, Critical. How are we doing? My lot as well. Good lad. Scott, good morning. Smash and Reef. That's a good one.
That's
a cool avatar.
That's
Sharon
Peter
Tommy.
winding me up on Friday about the game.
Oh, the world's longest game.
Pair of cheeky sausages. Love you both.
Morning, Reese. Rennie's Reef. How are we? JC's Reef.
Did you know Jesus Christ had a reef? I mean, obviously,
No. He's growing some good acros by the looks of it.
yeah.
Sylvester, good morning.
And we are done.
Excellent.
Good morning, lads. Are you both well? Well, no, Tom isn't.
Look, I'm the same as Tom. I'm the same as Tom because I've had a rather wet event as well. Some of you
Was
probably
that in
seen.
your sleep, by any chance?
I'm too old for that, Tom. I wish that still happened to me.
Oh, you're going that way. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, you meant... right. Sorry, mine is just...
Yeah, straight to that.
It's after the the spaff design still in the back of my head. So
That's what I was thinking about there.
yeah.
Is it? There it is. So what happened, Jamie?
I mean, I'm going to put a bit of blame on you guys because I left the RO, didn't I? On Friday night's live stream, I had the cover off the tank with the RO running, and I always leave the cover off the tank. And then you said, I can hear water in the background. So I was like, that's the RO. So I covered it back up. Completely fucking forgot about it, didn't I? Went to bed, woke up in the morning, walked out in the garage, walked out to the garden and saw water coming out the bottom of the door of the garage. I thought, oh no, what's that? And then it just clicked and hit me like a Tyson punch to the face. And I was like, yeah, ran in, said a few expletives, got every single towel we had in the house on the floor and the Karcher and everything. And yeah, I just flooded the room again because I'm a bit of a wally.
Sounds like Friday night there was a kind of widespread issue with amnesia.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't cooking at the time though, so that's
You
something.
weren't? No. So what are you going to do to avoid this happening in the future. So A, never do a live stream again.
Yeah, I'm going to buy a cheapy float switch. I've had a few messages from people as well. So Tom, Mantis Reefs Tom, said, why don't you just buy a little cheapy timer and put that on your RO pump? And to make me feel like even more of an idiot, I've got one and I've used to use that. Just a catalogue of errors, basically.
Well, I'm going to listen to you both, but I am going to try. I need to figure out where this water's coming from. And I know you're going to put me on big screen because that's what you do.
No.
You won't be able to see that next to the camera, though. But yeah, we need to figure it out. Quickly.
How about you, Ron? How are you doing, buddy?
Good. Yeah. It was a very, very busy day yesterday. It ran on way longer than planned, but here we are. So yeah, yesterday I decided to mess around with calcium. I've started
on Instagram.
Yeah, so I've started making my own, and I'll be honest, I'm not. You might already know I'm not a chemist, so I've been messing around with it a wee bit. And I noticed when I moved from Red Sea to my own that Red Sea has an almost viscosity to it. So they're obviously pushing the saturation of calcium chloride within that solution to its absolute limit. So after a little bit of Googling and searching and things like that, I actually found out the saturation point of grams to litre of water of calcium chloride. So I was doing 132 grams per litre. This is bizarre. I'm talking about actual reefing. Based on Randy Holmes Farley, right? And I thought I'll start doing that. And then my calcium every day, I was up in the dosing and my calcium was dropping and I was up and up. I was up at 200 ml a day, dropping, almost getting to 300. I'm like, this is not working. So I thought what I'll do is I'll double that gram per litre. I'll go to 264 grams per litre of RO, dropping, up in my daily dosing. And then I Googled, you can squeeze 811 grams of calcium chloride. You all right there, Tom? You want to mute yourself?
Sorry.
Yeah, you can squeeze 811 grams of calcium chloride into 1 litre of distilled water. So it's highly soluble. So I've gone to 400. And it's starting to turn around a wee bit this morning, I've noticed. But I'm going to try and squeeze in 811 because that's what Google says.
You're pushing it to its maximum carrying capacity, right?
Correct.
Just experiment. But then just be aware that sometimes temperature can affect that. So if you got it right on that cusp and it warms up a little bit, it'll precipitate out.
Well, so it's when it goes down, yeah. So at 25 degrees, it will sit stable at 811 grams per litre. When you get down to 0 degrees, you're only able to squeeze 56 grams per litre. So yeah, I'm going to have to watch nighttime temperatures. I might take it to 600, try it then. But I mean, sitting at 400, which is nearly 4 times what I was doing before, there's been absolutely no precipitation in the dosing containers, and calcium is slowly starting to rise, but very slowly.
Or just like I said the other day on the stream, get a cheap reptile heat mat to keep underneath your container so you can keep it constant.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about so many different ways. In our big shop system, I dose my own alkalinity, but I was dosing Red Sea, which again is highly saturated. And even in shipping, I found my tubs were precipitating out to that. Yeah. Oh, you found it, Tom?
I think so.
Go on.
Is it the ATO? Ooh. Riveting.
I'm guessing human error. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
You get so distracted with...
no, it's not what I thought it might be. No, carry on. Sorry. Carry on.
Everyone is on the edge of their seats, Tom.
Well...
But yeah, I was dosing the Red Sea alkalinity in the shop, and it kept dropping out of solution and blocking the line within the container. And then the lines were all solidifying, and I thought, well, I'll put it on a little heated mat. It was still solidifying within the lines because the shop temperature was dropping so low during the winter. So I halved the quantity of alkalinity within the solution in that. that is completely stopped. So I'm double dosing, but halving my concentration.
Awesome. Well, what sort of size batches are you making at a time?
I'm doing 5 litre tubs, and I've started doing 10 litres of alkalinity. But yeah, it's just I'm literally ripping the labels off my Red Sea 5 litre jugs with a clear line down the side, which is quite handy, so you know how much you've got left in it, and just refilling them with my own. Interestingly, though, you cannot mix your own with theirs, or it just turns into a solid lump.
They might have some sort of stabilizer or something in theirs then.
It's got to be something. But I will say, mine is far cleaner than theirs. And by that, I mean their calcium supplement, you get a kind of slightly rusty brown, sludgy mulm in the bottom of your container after refilling 2 or 3 times. Mine is absolutely spotless. Yeah,
there's obviously something in there to keep it in solution. Who knows? But yeah, if you know the beauty of mixing your own, you know exactly what's in it. Absolutely, there's nothing on. Well, not that they would put anything untoward in there, but you know the purity is there if you make it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, when I started doing my own alkalinity dosing, 2 weeks in, sent an ICP away, 4 weeks in, sent an ICP away, and then I've done the same with my own magnesium, my own calcium, just to ensure that whatever I'm using, which is as pure as I can find, there's nothing building up in there, nothing nasty.
Yeah. A funny anecdote. So I've used in the past for freshwater bathing fish, Epsom salt, right? Like a magnesium chloride, that's all it is. Really, really good for reducing bloating some fish. Give an Epsom salt bath. So I passed that advice on to someone that asked me about bathing bathing their one of their freshwater rays in an Epsom salt bath. I said that would be a good way to sort of start. Anyway, he's come back and said it was a disaster. Absolutely, fish isn't looking good because he bought bath salts out of Sainsbury's that had lavender scent added to it, and I was like, "Are you an idiot?"
What's wrong with doing that? That makes your tank smell nice. Makes your fish all sleepy.
Yeah,
you might sleep permanently, but
this is the thing. Yeah. So you just got to make sure you're buying lab grade stuff when you do your own. You know.
So we've had a few suggestions for your leak from Tom. Good morning, Tom. You need a combo float switch and timer. Trust me, it did only float switch and it backed up the RODI and it started leaking due to the pressure.
Yeah, I think this was one flood too many. I'm going to do something. I'm going to link it to the Apex probably, and the float switch. Well, I use the Apex float sensor to cut a solenoid or something. I'll do it properly.
Yeah, I've just got an off of eBay cheap RO float switch, and it just I've got one in each of my containers.
The trouble is because I'm using the pump to pressure it, I've got to power the pump off as well with the same relay.
Oh, so does it not have an automatic back pressure switch off?
See, this is where you're going to call me an idiot again. It did. I had the Viair pumped model and I chopped out all the electrics and just got rid of the back pressure switch because it was just a pain in the arse. It kept cutting itself off. So I stripped it all out. So yeah, I've created the whole problem myself completely. But...
Yeah, you definitely have. And as it's a Sunday, I can't call you what I want to, but I'll just call you a tit.
Yeah. Cheers. It's been one of those weekends, you know. I am.
So, Steve, no, it's the liquid version. It's not the powder version I'm using. So there's no excuses for the filth that is in that calcium tub. I've never had any issues with it. It's JC is suggesting it might be trace elements. Could be. Nick, have you tried using wider lines to prevent blocking using a short piece of normalizer? Nope, I didn't. Nick, I just literally halved the saturation of alkalinity within the solution and doubled my dosing. Perfect. Sorted it out. Never need to worry about it again. Yeah, I'm having to refill the container more, but the tank, it's a softy tank. It uses very little anyway, but appreciate the suggestion. Thank you. What else we got here? So Tommy says he's sending Sharon round. She'll fix the problem.
What's that getting at?
So, Sharon got so fed up with Tommy flooding the floor, she walked into the room and smashed the tank with a hammer.
Fair enough.
So, let me just clear this up because it makes Sharon sound like a fucking lunatic, right? I mean, everyone is like, what? She did. So, A, the tank was empty. And B, they'd had all sorts of work done in the house and all the rest of it. And it turned out after all this work, the tank no longer fitted out the door. So to get the tank actually out, they were finished with the tank. She smashed it with a hammer. But she would have you believe that she is a maniac.
Right.
I mean, she is. She is.
I do feel her pain because part of the reason the RO unit is out in the garage now is because I've got previous and I've flooded the living room in the past. I flooded my old flat and the downstairs neighbour had to come and tell me. I've got previous with this sort of stuff, so maybe I just need to forget it.
So I'm going to take Tom off of mute and see if we've got any updates. Thomas?
Calc stirrer.
Boom. I'm so glad I got you to taste it now.
Right.
I've just gone to the one downstairs that I run on the display tank. And hang on a minute. I'm getting my dirty laundry out here in front of everybody. This is on the windowsill. So, I've just emptied this, obviously, to be able to lift it out. But can you see that little hole there? You probably can't.
Oh, hold on. I'll put you on solo.
There's a hole there.
There we go.
Hang on.
Where?
Hang on. I'm holding camera and let me just get the... There.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Water's been coming out of there. Now, at first, I thought I'd not got this valve open. Hang on. But it's open. So I haven't got a bloody clue. But yeah, it looks like water's been out. So I've just got downstairs and the running height of the one downstairs is about 1 inch. Obviously, it's under that hole. But when I've just come to look at the tank now, the water level was to the lid. So it's been coming out that hole.
Shit.
So what is that hole for? Is that to stop airlocks?
I'm assuming so, yeah. Yeah. And I don't know how it's happened.
Or just to allow gas out. Oh no, Harry said it's the emergency overflow. So should there be a protection on that then?
So Tommy and Sharon are asking, why are you running it so high, Tom?
Well, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I don't. I just noticed that it's at that level. Yeah, and it has to sit on a mat, so it's at the right height, and that's wet through. So, yeah, there's your culprit.
So, it's problem solved. How's the rest of the tank stand? Like further back, is the entire base of the tank swollen?
That's what I'm going to look at now.
So to answer your question, Harry, on running a tank warmer during the summer to minimize temp swings, no. And my reason for that is I am looking to actually gain temp swings. So hear me out.
You want to stress the corals?
After speaking to Dong a few months ago, hold on, to just take Tom off. So
yeah, take me off.
He was suggesting a 2 degree a day temperature swing. So I am now swinging from 24 to 26 every day to try and give my corals a little bit more hardiness with regard to temperature swings to aid in shipping. I think a lot of people in reefing don't understand the difference between somebody trying to grow corals for a farm and running in a display tank. Your display tank, ultimate stability is what you want. Things shouldn't be changing. Whereas growing corals to post from Scotland, you've got to... Yes, James, I totally agree. I am a swinger. Well done. Well done. I'll get you back for that. It makes total sense to me to try and harden a coral off in terms of temperature swings. Although the last couple of boxes I have sent out were so stable. I mean, Jamie, you sent me what your temperature was sitting at, and it was basically what I posted it at.
Yeah, we lucked out because we didn't put a heat pack in the box, did we? Because of the weather and stuff. And
it was warm. It was warm.
I think it was a bit of a research gig, wasn't it? So I put the temperature probe in the box as soon as I opened it in front of you. It was in the box at 23, 24, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was late.
Yeah, and that was a late delivery, so it held temp perfectly. My tank's run at 25. Heater set to 25.2 and off at 25.4, but I've not had the heater plugged in for 6 months because the room's naturally so warm anyway. And yeah, that was absolutely fine for me. But I think the idea of engineering in a bit of hardiness is obviously the right thing to do for a farmer, right?
Well, also these corals are getting these deep water surges of very colder water. I mean, there's absolutely no reef in this planet that's just sitting at a steady 25.5 all day.
No, you're right.
No. And I've also been reading, Rob and I were talking earlier this week about people now talking about the nutrient levels around reefs are way higher than we previously thought. I've also been looking at, this will give you a semi, Jamie. I've also been reading up about groundwater on land then going down and then seeping into the oceans and how that is so full of nutrients as well. It's really interesting.
Yeah, the whole thing's like, it will vary globally as well, won't it? And it's going to be influenced by man's activities, agricultural runoff, all the rest of it. Whether that's artificial organic levels or natural, who knows? Depends where you are, right? But my theory about temperature is if you go on like global temp websites and you get, say, the temperature of the Great Barrier Reef now, most of that data is from the surface. So if you're talking about reef animals that live between, say, 5 and 25 meters, those at 5 meter depth are still probably going to be 2 degrees, 3 degrees warmer than those at 25 meters depth. So there's going to be a massive variance there. Is it called the halocline? Is every 10 meters you go down is a 1 degree temperature drop?
Pretty much, yeah.
Something like that. So we've got to bear in mind that, all the different types of coral we keep in our mixed reefs are not all from the top 5 meters.
They're not even from the same continent most of the time. And the fish species are from all different oceans and
absolutely, yeah. So many variables at play, as we always say. One size doesn't fit anything in this hobby.
Yeah, so that I hope that answered your question, Harry. And what an amazing question. People are behaving themselves. Is it a Sunday morning thing? I have no idea. By the way, I didn't know I was hosting this morning, and it looks like Tom is not even going to be part of the stream.
I am going to be part of the stream. I'm just getting all this water up off the floor.
Well, I can give another update for people.
Go on.
People that always obviously give me the downward thumb symbol at seeing the freshwater stuff all the time. So I didn't want to say too much on Friday to jinx anything, but as of yesterday, I've now agreed to sell for all of the fish in this tank with the deposit received. And they're all pretty much going on Tuesday. So this might be the last stream you see anything freshwater behind me.
So are they all going to the same place?
The 4 rays are going to the same place, which I'm really happy about. Obviously, there was a negotiation on price because the guy took all 4. So I lost out a bit, but I'm just happy that the fish are going to stay together and the breeding trio I put together is going to remain. But yeah. So
did you name any of your rays?
Sorry?
Did you name any of your rays?
No.
Oh, I would have definitely called one Winston.
No, I haven't. I'm afraid. No. But yeah, so that's good. And obviously we got Foxy in the chat, so Foxy might rubbing his hands together because I've already mentioned about Strattons and stuff. So it's all going to happen.
Do you think you're going to go Strattons then?
I think it makes sense for the spread, for the running power. Do
it,
man.
And then the feedback looks good, and also our live stream will look quite ubiquitous, won't it, with you two?
Yeah, and a tank that's just collapsed.
Oh dear.
So Nick is saying he runs his tank at 24. Is that just me? That is really cold in terms of fish temperature, I would say. But each to their own. I mean, I'm swinging from 24 to 26, but that is a swing from 24 to 26. I wouldn't run it 24 all the time.
27.
Yeah, you're in Ibiza.
Yeah.
Harry's saying he's going to come and see you, Jamie.
Yeah, we've been chewing the fat over a date to come and film a few things. So I will do, Harry. We'll have a chat, mate. No worries.
Nice.
Has anybody else in the comments made any reefing faux pas like this? That'd be an interesting question for people. What's the stupidest thing you've ever done with a reef tank other than buy one?
I don't think I've ever seen anyone conduct a podcast or a live stream from literally under their desk. Is this a world's first?
I'm sliding kitchen towel or whatever you want to call it.
Answers in the comments, please, on what you think Tom is really doing.
Yes, please. That would be entertaining.
Harry is saying that corals grow quicker in warmer water, I find, 26 degrees. I can't say personally that I've noticed a difference in that regard. Most stuff accelerates its life cycle in warmer temperatures, I would say. Well, the majority of things, but...
Metabolic state, definitely.
Is Tom's camera wonky, or is the tank literally about to collapse? I think Tom's about to collapse, to be totally honest. Hey, Tom, everybody's asking, can you not turn your camera down so they can see your butt crack?
No.
So how many push-ups did you do there, Tom? Did you break your record?
Yeah, 3.
Do you do the ones where you're on your knees?
Now.
I used to find that funny in PE class at school. Some people would be on their knees doing push-ups. It's like, that's literally just bowing.
Oh.
Anyway, Tom, how's it going down there?
Well, now we know it was the calc stirrer, clearly. I don't know how long I've had that on for.
Liam's got a suggestion. Do you have another neighbour with a mop instead of a brush?
Yeah.
At least as the stand dries out and it evaporates, you'll have basically concrete reinforcing it.
Yeah. The downside is this cabinet that I used to put all the electrical crap in that I got from IKEA. That one, Ronald.
Yes.
All the bottom of that's soaked water up as well. So yeah. So looks like I know what I'm doing this afternoon.
Oh, so it seems Nick is totally in line with Salem, because Salem is a massive fan of running things. Well, a reef should be oligotrophic is what Salem always says. So yeah, interesting. I disagree. Higher nutrients for meat. Things need to eat. So what's the plan, Tom, for the swollen stand? Just wait and see if it just de-swells?
It's not going to de-swell, is it? But definitely get the moisture out. I love your support, you sarcastic fucker.
I'm just glad you found out what it was.
Yeah. Well, I really didn't want to empty the tank for the third time. So, yes.
No, it is good. We've gone in the space of 30 minutes. We've gone from the tanks leaking to found the cause of it, and it's not as bad as it first was. So that's a positive.
I'm glad you've actually now brought that up. So we joined down to the green room, and Tom just went from 0 to 100 and said, "Tank's leaking. My tank's leaking." And I'm like, "What?" And Jamie's like, "What part's leaking?" "Well, it must be leaking. Look at this." And Jamie and I slowly kind of squeezed them to. Well, I said
it was you making me taste the tissue paper, which made sense.
And was it salty?
No, it was not salty. It was. You may as well just cover this now,
Tom. I don't know what you're talking about.
You do know exactly what we're talking about with pizza. The pizza thing is definitely going to haunt me now. Clearly, so you may as well go for it. Go for it.
No, you.
Just to add you know, insult to injury, as the saying goes.
How
So
is
go on.
is your tank downstairs actually affected by this event that happened on Friday evening after the live stream?
Well, fortunately, so far no, but who knows? Because obviously acros can show you a different face in a couple of weeks, can't they? So
Tell us the story, Tom.
Yeah, I after the live stream, I went downstairs and started watching a bit of TV. Kaz went to bed. I was quite hungry, so I thought I'd put a pizza in the oven. Put a pizza in the oven and woke up about 3 o'clock in the morning. The house was pretty much on fire. Kaz went absolutely sick. Smoke everywhere. Smoke alarm going off. Yeah. So I'm not in the good books at the minute.
Well,
So yeah. So yeah, it left the oven on for I don't know how long. I think it must have been from about 4 hours. I cooked the pizza for. I followed the instructions on the box, and I think it said 14 minutes or something, not 14 hours. So Kaz did not talk to me at all yesterday, and just started talking this morning, which is good.
Did you enjoy the pizza though?
Yeah.
How hard did she throw it at you?
She threw the pizza at me while I was asleep on the sofa. Yeah.
This is
great. I'm not gonna repeat what was said, but not certainly not for this morning's show. But she was far from impressed.
We know this hobby is expensive, and we've got Ron making his own reagents and stuff. But making your own carbon out of a frozen pizza is...
Oh yeah, exactly. That was the intention. I was literally going to grind it up and then I put it in a media bag. That's what I told her.
Yeah. I mean, you could do that and dose a bit of fish sauce as well, what Dong says. And
the fish sauce. I'll be talking to Dom actually about the fish sauce. Yeah.
So Harry's got a question for you, Tom. How much calc are you dosing to the ironing board?
It's been set on the Kumoa stepper. It was 3 mil a minute, I think it was. I'm just sat here, just sort of trying to figure out though why that hole would leak. Obviously, if it's going to leak because it's full, but the way calcaster works, is the outlet. It should never get beyond that level. So but it doesn't look like there's a blockage. So I'm gonna have to take it apart and have a look at it because it doesn't make sense. Because I can't really. Do you know what I mean? Don't you? There's a pipe inside, and that pipe inside. So that level should always sit at that level. I don't understand how it's managed to creep up. Because the outlet, the diameter of the outlet pipe is what is it, about 8-10 mil, something like that.
G Laser in the chat is suggesting you check the outlet.
Yeah, it's not.
You definitely want to rod it through with something, though.
Yeah, Harry is doing segment build up and
it is. Overflow. Yeah, it is. The pipe was clear. Yeah, there you go. But the nozzle is not. There you go. Hang on. Get that to the camera. Bring it to you. Oh.
Just picture Tom going, boof.
Oh, can you imagine? Yeah, and accidentally dropping it in the sump and the tank just wiped the tank out. Yeah. Here you go. Hang on. Let's see if I can just tilt that around a little bit. Oh, is it going that way? Yes. Can you see?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. There is a build-up, yeah.
How much does everyone feel they have to maintain their calcsters in the comments? Is it something you have to do? Like,
well, Rob cleans his out quite often, doesn't he? I think is it monthly or every? I'm sure Rob said to me monthly when he was using it. If he's still using it, I don't know. Is he still using it? I don't know.
Tom says weekly. He's looking after his. I assume that's what he means.
Yeah. There's your problem. Never had that issue with the downstairs one though, incidentally. Never had it. And I've run the one on the downstairs for over a year.
No, but you'll be checking it like fuck now, won't you?
I know. Yeah.
No, you won't.
I will. Because I'm going to put one on in the garage when I finally, because that's the other thing. I'm Project Garage now. Something I wanted to ask you actually.
Project Garage 4.
Project Garage Phase 3, I think it is.
3.
3, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna unblock this.
So what's the plan in the garage then, Tom? Tell us all.
As if that's that as hardly. I just shoved that in that hole. That sounds very ominous. And it's just come straight through. There was no wasn't any sort of like build up. The plan in the garage is what it always has been, is to grow corals out of the display tank downstairs to help partially fund the hobby. You know, swap with people that have got corals that I haven't got to grow out, and yeah, this addiction just does it to you, doesn't it?
Are you becoming a coral farmer, Tom?
No, I haven't got time for it full time. But
who does?
Yeah, I've got a, what is there? There's a 10-foot at the minute. There's a 5-foot coral tray it's just got fish in at the minute, and that obviously goes into a sump. But yeah, I'm going to add another sump to it, or actually a bigger sump, and the coral tray is going to double in size. So it'll be 10 foot. So it'll be 10 by 2 by 1, I think it is altogether.
It's a decent amount of water volume then.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And you know the vat. So this is the question for you. When I noticed how serious I needed to sort this leak out, I was going to put it on, do a picture, do a diagram. So I've got a vat in the garage, as you know, that I do my water changes in, which I'm contemplating turning into a sump, because I've got a lot of live rock that I'm going to be putting in there. So I was thinking of turning that container into a sump. But my question is, how would I plumb it so that it's hard to explain? I have to draw you a picture. Do it live. My pictures are shit as well. Excuse me. Right, here we go. So somebody in the comments is going to say they know how to do it probably. So we've got this is the water container. We've got a sump here, and we've got coral tray here. Right, can you see that? Yeah?
Yes.
So these two are on racking at the minute, or will be on, they are on racking. This is the big water container. I want to turn that into the sump, ideally, but I want to utilise the literage, because I think it's 500 litres. But it won't be with the displacement, with the amount of rock I'm putting in it. But I just want to sit a skimmer, just on top of the rock on some like egg crate or something, and just use that as like I just think it'd be really good, because the benefit I've seen with this tank, I mean, this has only been running 6 months, and acros are doing really well with the live rock being in the sump, compared to downstairs that took so long to sort of mature because it was man-made rock, ceramic rock. The difference has been night and day. So if I've got the live rock, which I have got to utilize, I don't really want to put it in the tanks, because I want to kind of do a mixture of the top shelf thing with the pipe work run that we've talked about before.
Yes.
With the flow just ripping through it. So I want to try and do a little bit of that if I can, see how it works. So I don't really want, the point I'm trying to make here is I don't really want the rock in the tanks, because it's just going to become a little bit of a obstacle for the flow that I want to get in there. So I want to put the rock in that water container that I just showed you. So yeah, that's the idea.
Nick is offering you
that's very nice of you, Nick. Thank you.
Commercial pipe work.
That's very nice of you.
Sorry, I've been sent a message which contains an image.
Well, here we go. Is it AI at all? By Steve. Tom. Come on.
Give me a second. I'm working on it. My computer
just emailed it to my computer, and I'm going to show it on screen so everybody at home can enjoy. This Sunday, after all.
It took way too long. I mean, he actually did say it's taken far too long, but here it is anyway. This is Tom's leak.
Fuck's sake. Where's the hat?
I love how the t-shirt actually almost has hair on it, on the belly button.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Quite impressive.
Anyway, oh, dear. Thanks, Steve. Thanks for your contribution this Sunday.
Thanks, Steve.
Yes. Did anybody else in the comments say that they'd made any faux pas, any reefing like mistakes? Any plumbing or anything put on back to front, maybe upside down? There's got to be somebody. You've got to be honest.
You've got Drippy, haven't you? Drippy plumbed his sump back to
Drippy
front.
with his plum. Yeah, Drippy's plum. Yeah. Drippy's plumbing, definitely.
That's up there.
Liam saying, "Not me. I've stopped trying to make you cry, Tom. I'm a changed man."
Yeah, for now. Okay.
So Steve Fox is asking, are the tanks above the vat sump or at the same height?
Right, so...
Good morning, Steve.
Yeah, morning, Steve. Yeah, sorry. So the coral... I have drawn that wrong, to be fair. I must try harder. We do an actual sort of scale.
Can you guess what it is yet?
Yeah. To be fair, the water container does sit on the floor. And if I was going to say the height of the sump is actually, I am actually going to put the sumps on the floor this time to give me more headroom. So
Tom has had a little mishap. He says he turned the walls downstairs in his house into a water feature.
He did what? Walls downstairs into... Oh, right, really? Oh, you see, there's got to be people out there that have done silly things. Yeah,
I've said to everyone that's reached out about my sort of leak disaster this weekend. Everyone's done it. It's a rite of passage to being an aquarist. Everyone floods something at some point, right?
Oh, I've done it loads. I used to with the tank down, not the one I've got now, but the old 8 foot that I had in the middle of the living room. Even put my teeth back in. The RO was in the downstairs toilet, and I've done so many times, mate. I've walked down the stairs, and the first thing my foot touches when it hits the laminate is water.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I shouldn't. Well, I'm already in the bad books. It doesn't really matter. I'm just so when I realise it's the RO, I'm just so relieved that it's the RO, not the tank. I don't care about the flooring.
I feel that exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little higher. So the coral tray is that sort of height. Yeah, sump's going to be it's going to be on the floor with the water container. So yeah, I want to use this as the sump, ideally. So obviously I can use this sump for putting coral in, fish, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, Bernadette only has really 2 rooms in the house that she enjoys, and it's kind of like her kind of thing. So she's got the dining room and she's got the kitchen, both of which I have completely fucked with salt water.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Twice.
Oh.
So I eventually started making all sorts of elaborate systems of RO into a bulkhead, into a brute bucket with a 25mm pipe at the top going down like that, and then an angle into the bath, and then buying the dolly for the wheels to then wheel it to the tank. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So I could leave it on and not have to worry. So it would just overflow into the bath.
But how many times have you left the house? And this is to people who are getting the audio, watching at home. And you've suddenly got... Most people will have that question, did I lock the front door? With me, my question is, how many times have you gone, did I turn the RO off? And you've got to the supermarket and you're walking around the supermarket with your missus, and your missus is going, what's the matter with you? And I'm like, did I turn it on? You daren't say it, because if you question...
Yeah, you don't...
You're really in trouble.
What's wrong with your face? Just distressed.
And that's that look of relief when you remember that you turned it off. It's just like, oh, thank God for that.
You just slowly start pulling the shopping trolley faster.
Those exact moments are when the apex pays for itself, and you can just go, I don't care, it's off.
Well, big giant Dan, only about a month, 2 months ago, he was 2 hours from home, and it just went, my RO's on, and he filled the room, and it went all the way down the hallway, and then started going into all the other rooms.
Oh no! I
vaguely
remember that. Yeah,
it just went ping, and then he's got a tour trip to get home. I think he said it was about 2 hours, which is just like, oh, how bad is it going to be?
You just ringing the neighbour at that point and saying, just smash the front door down, get in there and turn it off.
See for the price of a smart plug or a float valve, like literally £6 on eBay or something, please sort it out, people. I know we all have to learn, right? But see, after the first flood, you really shouldn't have any excuses, because there are so many things in the world. You can take your phone out of your pocket and switch it off.
Yeah. It's the resin, though, isn't it? It's the resin that I just think about the money.
Such a waste.
Burning through so much resin. Yeah.
Yeah. Your system is only as good as its cheapest part, and literally, like you say, a little float switch would have just saved all of it. But hey, look, I'm here. I'm an idiot. I'm fine with it.
I think I'm going to buy I think I'm going to buy one of those little cheap cameras and put it in. In fact, Baby Dave gave me that camera for the tank. I might get another one of those and put it in the sump.
I've got one on every tank and every sump I own.
Have you? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get one because I've never ever, and I've used these for 2 or 3 years. I've never had that issue with this calc stirrer before.
So see on this shelf next to this tank. Let's see if I can just pick this off. See that?
Oh yeah,
that's a camera on there, and then
I thought that was a butt plug you were just drying.
No. And then next door, there's a camera on the wall that looks at the sump, and then there's that camera also is a PTZ, so it can look at the frag system, and then there's one in the cabinet of the frag tank as well. So not to do a dong, right? But I've got something on my desk I want to talk about.
Ooh. Oh, go on then.
You ever seen one of these?
No.
This is made by VCA, and it is a Trident or any other automatic testing. Other ones are available. Incoming filter. So the one you get with the Trident is that tiny little black disc, which I have to say, I have had one that was faulty and didn't allow any water through at all. And yes, it was orientated the correct way. So this is much bigger, as you can see. It comes with exactly the right size of tiny little nipple to connect to the inward test line. And it unscrews so you can rinse it. And you also get packs of replacement micron filters as well. And it's so much bigger as well. So you get so much more time before it would actually get clogged. So
is that a custom 3D print jobby, or is it actually made by a manufacturer?
It's made by a manufacturer, but it is 3D printed. Okay. The whole thing is actually 3D printed. Other than that white, it's not John Guest, but John Guest like fitting, even that section there that adapts it to the tiny little incoming line, even that's 3D printed.
Like so, it.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one for each of my clients, and we'll see how it goes.
Steve sent me a really nice photo. What's he sent me here? Let's have a look. Apparently this is you, Ron, with your chemistry experimentation.
So what is going on with the cheeks?
It's the underpants I'm more concerned about.
I wish my body was that hot. Seriously. So who sent that? Was that East Coast Reefer Steve?
Yes, it was Steve. Thanks,
Steve. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliant.
We're going to start calling him Jellyfish Steve soon.
Yeah, he's got the jellyfish tank, hasn't he? Have you ever fancied having it? I've never been something I've been interested in. I know Drippy were on about it. You think they're cool?
I would love one. I've got the jellyfish encyclopedia at home, right? And it's how they filled a book that thick. I mean, it's mostly pictures, which is most of my books are. But amazing creatures. Amazing.
Yeah. It's just the off-the-shelf jobbies. They're just like lava lamps on your desk, aren't they? They look really cool, but temperature is going to be a massive issue because you've got to keep that thing cold. Like,
yes,
ideally sort of 18 degrees maybe.
Yep.
They don't last long at tropical temperatures, especially the jellies that we're buying anyway.
I also don't believe the majority of jellyfish tanks, which, let's be honest, there's very few of them on the market. They don't actually come with suitable lighting for photosynthetic jellyfish to survive correctly.
Mm.
No.
I'm not mentioning any names.
Mm.
But how much of those little moon jellies or of their nutrition is come from photosynthetic? They're just basically planktivores, aren't they? You need to be feeding them constantly.
Yeah.
Which means a small volume of water is going to be a lot of maintenance, a lot of work. It does look cool.
What's the reason why they have to sort of have a circular flow motion?
Damage. They get damaged on edges. You have to basically suspension. You don't want them touching anything ever.
Yeah.
Basically.
I think there's only like 2 species of jellyfish that can actually dictate their direction of movement. All the others are just at the mercy of the current. So they'll just get sucked onto stuff. They can't swim away from anything. They haven't got the power to pull away from a current. So you've got to have that Kreisel method of just gentle flow and no intakes available. They're quite technically difficult to design, to be fair.
I'm trying to remember the species name of the jellyfish that are in the lake. And as the sun rises, they're all at one end of the lake. And then as the sun sets, they're all at the other. So they spend every day doing this. And there's hundreds of thousands of them. They're amazing. Absolutely amazing. I think they're incredible creatures, but would I have a tank with them in it?
Sounds like a lot of upkeep, should I say.
But they're sold as this simple, almost, I mean, the tanks almost look like toys.
Well, the tanks are sold like a very sort of plug and play sort of.
Pick me up. Give jellyfish a try.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
next to the milk and bread in Tesco.
Yeah, why not try an octopus?
That's like the wrong marketing, isn't it? It made it almost like pick one up, off you go. But I think for most of the people in this chat that have got a reef tank and got a system, it's quite an easy thing to grasp what you need to do to maintain it, and you've got all the kit for water changes and all that sort of stuff. If you just
make your own water changes with your calc stirrer, clearly.
Well, yeah. But if you just go into a shop and pick one up, people don't realise how difficult that is.
Yes, you're correct, Tommy. You're correct. So Steve is saying he doesn't know anyone that has kept jellies long term. There used to be a company in Leicester that made a really nice jelly tank, but they went out of business, I believe. So that just tells you everything, doesn't it?
Mm. Yeah.
So Tommy, yes, correct. Golden jellyfish. That's the ones that go from one side of the lake to the other. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, not for me. Not for me. Would you keep jellies, Jamie? You're into kind of weird stuff.
I'm interested by the animals. I've looked at one of these tanks up. Let's just say it, one of the TMT tanks up close and personal. Trying to work out, you could probably quite easily drill one and have it next to your sump, just fed by a little tiny pump. So you've got that massive water volume behind it. But it's just the temperature. The temperature's the only issue.
I'm sure I've heard stories of jellies getting stuck in those tanks. I don't know how that would happen, but I'm sure I've heard a few people say that they bought the kit and they ended up having a few issues.
Time will tell. They've been out for like 3 months.
Yeah.
Anyway, best of luck with that, Steve, because Steve's got a jellyfish tank. Sent it for free, I believe.
Yeah. He's hoard one out, hasn't he?
How was he hoard one out? Oh, right, okay. Yeah. What's he putting in the little tank at the minute? You know, the one that he polished? What's in that?
I think he's got his Papoon puffer and...
Oh, the bicolor angel went in it, I think.
Yes. But I think the plan is obviously he's going to be upgrading soon. And when that upgrade happens, I think his current tank will be repurposed. And then that little one, is that 170, I think it is?
Yeah.
I think he's planning on turning that into a spawning tank, I think.
I was going to have a go at that, is it? Cool.
So that brings me on to my next subject, which is...
the quiz.
No.
Yeah, it's going to last until Monday morning when everybody has to go to work.
128 squares. Let's go.
Oh, dear.
So I got my Apex Pro out the box 2 days ago, right? And I just sat it on the desk and I thought, I'll log in, I'll get it named, I'll start naming inputs and outputs and things like that, because my cabinet to sit next to the tank for all of the stuff to go in nice and neat is coming today. So I got it out the box, got it named, all the rest of it. I came in yesterday, got my laptop set up, because I brought my laptop, because you have to log in locally to do the sunset, sunrise tables for the spawning. And it said, Apex has got an update. It's brand new. It's bound to have an update. So click, start update. 4 hours later, the update was still kind of doing, well, it kind of pulses on the screen, done it, the kind of cloud thing. And then it says, don't turn the power off. Don't close this browser. Don't do anything until it's finished. 6 hours passed. It's clearly not working, right? So I shut my laptop, right? Didn't power down the Apex, just left it. Came back an hour later, opened the laptop. Apex has disappeared from Fusion, gone, can't access it. Completely disappeared, right? On my phone and on my laptop. So I then Google, there is a tiny microscopic reset button on the back.
Reset, yeah.
So it used to be a pinhole, right? But on the Pros now, right next to the Aquabus, so the 2 USB slots, it's like a complete afterthought. There's this tiny little slit, and I mean tiny little slit off the side, and you've got to put a pin in, and there's a button. You know that way you can just feel it just go click.
Yeah.
So you hold it you push it once, and apparently that just reboots it. You push and hold it for 3 seconds. It gives you a chance to then 6 seconds, gives you a chance to reset wireless. So the logo goes blue, or you hold it for 30 seconds, logo goes red, full complete and utter back to factory reset. Well, my reset button isn't working. So I now have a brand new, completely useless Apex Pro.
Oh. It happens to the best of us then. Fair enough.
Yeah. I've never ever had this issue before in my entire life. So obviously I've started a ticket. I've given all the information. I've explained what's happened. The Wi-Fi didn't drop or anything like that. But yeah, not great. I am. It's not like I can push and hold the reset and keep trying things. It's just completely and utterly bricked. Just done. So I have no idea what to do. Anyway. So Steve Fox is asking, do I know anyone that can sort it?
Who's Steve Fox?
Love it. And no, I'm a huge fan of all my Apex stuff. Not a fanboy. There's a very clear distinction there. It has worked really, really well for me. I haven't had the major Trident headaches and stuff that people have online and problems with online support and things. I've had really good luck with mine. But this feels like things are slightly going backwards. But anyway, Steve Fox has just said,
he'll sort it, you.
Message me, Ron. I will get it sorted.
I was having the issue with the Trident downstairs. I said a couple of weeks ago when Drippy was on, I was saying I've fallen out of love with him again. Well, the Trident is just randomly, I've not done any calibration, excuse me, or don't faff around with it all. It randomly has just sorted itself out. So it went from saying that my alkalinity was where I normally keep it, which is about 7.5 to 8, somewhere in that sort of range. And then it literally one day decided that the alkalinity was 13. And it sat at that for like weeks. And obviously I was using titration tests because I was like making sure there wasn't an issue. And then it just randomly last week, like just put itself back to give me an accurate reading. And I'm still, I suppose, dubious. So I'm still using the titration test as a comparison, and it's pretty much nailed on.
So
I haven't got a clue what caused it to switch back.
Which parameter out of the 3 was
alkalinity?
Wow, that's the one that's always been rock solid for me. Interesting.
Yeah, it went up to like 12, 13 for like literally 2 weeks, and I was like, okay. And then I keep saying, I was using the Salifert titration test, and it was coming out at, like I say, 7.5, which is where I normally try and keep it. And it's just literally corrected itself now. Don't know why. No intervention. Don't know.
They are, I think, from reading online, not me personally, but from reading online, they are one of the most frustrating machines.
Yes.
You feel like when you open it up, right, and you touch it, everything could just completely fall apart in your hand because the hoses are so fine. And
I'd like to see one. I'd like to see somebody 3D print one from start to finish in every component 3, because I reckon you could.
I was about to say, I've got the 3D printed mini Trident.
Oh, yeah.
I've actually not built it yet because Brandon in America is the only person I know that had a print bed big enough to print in an orientation so it sits on a long shelf rather than the 3 reagents.
Yeah.
In that kind of landscape mode. My only issue I have with Trident is that the DIY refresh kits don't come with all the hoses. By that, I mean, if you've got a blockage and you buy the DIY kit and you only get the inward coming and outward going hose that clicks onto the back, you don't get any of the internals. So if there's a blockage, there's still a blockage. And I think they definitely need to give you that, is it the 5-way kind of spider thing you get inside that all of the different tests plug into?
Most saying you can calibrate. I know you could put your figures in and tell it based on your testing, but I don't know. I'm always a bit skeptical with my testing because it's a titration. It's never going to be accurate. So on the number, it's going to be there or thereabouts. But Yeah, I just thought it was really strange how it just randomly corrected itself.
Steve's saying that might be a pinch valve that was sticking in is freed up. A few people have shown online that you can get a little bit of rust in there. I think, was it Steve the East Coast Reefer actually did a wee video of it, cleaning it up?
Yeah, I think
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
No, Steve, Brandon from over in sunny Pennsylvania sent me 2 in the post. Legend.
Definitely.
Steve is also saying that little spider component, you can actually buy them separately. I've never seen them for sale like on an actual website, Steve. Is that common knowledge? Can you actually go on, let's say, Charterhouse for just choosing one person and choose that as a replacement part?
Let's do it. Let's have a look. Apex Trident Spider. I can't see anything on here. No, just trying to sell me the Trident. Every link. Steve will have to say it might be just like a after sale sort of kit or whatever.
No, yeah, he says he doesn't know any stores that actually hold them in stock. Interesting. They really, really should.
Yeah.
I mean, for the price. I mean, seriously, how much can that cost?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it's reefing equipment. It's going $79.99.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. There is reef tax, definitely reef tax on equipment, I think. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. So when are you gonna go salty then, Jamie? Have you got a date? Have you got a plan?
Well, once the fish are gone, hopefully on Tuesday, I'll have the whole thing drained out same day. I'll drain it to catch them basically, so I'll leave it empty. I'll get in there and give it a clean. I need to re-level it a bit because I flooded this room so many times, the floor has warped a little bit. Yeah.
You mean Virgin from Finest Aquatics? Because I'm going there on Saturday, Steve. Keep it posted.
Sorry, Jamie.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I'll have it emptied hopefully by next weekend. I'll have it the first clean done, and then depending, I'll speak to AAC when more rock's turning up to get that in and get it soaking. So I reckon I'll certainly have the rockscape in there in the next couple of weeks. Whether I'm still doing RO fills and drops for that time, I don't know. I've got to play that by ear between what leaches out of it all. I don't know. Let's say within 2-3 months it'll be full of salt water, hopefully.
Have you got any idea on your aquascape? You got any? Are you an aquascape sort of nerd? Are you into that? Are you bothered about what it looks like, or is it just rock in the tank?
Do you know what? Obviously, it is split emotions. It's a bit sad that I'm getting rid of the rays because I raised them from pups, but I'm also buzzing about the fact of starting again, new scape. So I've been drawing out rough sketches of how I want it to look, and I think I'm going to go for 3 separate bommies with an archway between 2, loads of swim through space and that. But I want a lot of open space as well. Especially, I don't like having my scape sort of near the surface. I want to have scape probably about a third of the way up, allowing for a third of the way coral growth above that with a swim space across the whole top surface, and so I can just rip flow across it. So I've got a few ideas of what I want to do. I say it's all going to be done out of sort of dry rock, reef bones type stuff. All the live rock contingent I'm going to stick in the sump. And this was an idea that Paul shared with me about how he set some systems up in the past. Was if you put all the live rock in the sump only, all the good stuff, the good bacteria and stuff will still seed the system and get around everywhere. But any pests that come in that live rock will always be contained outside of the display tank.
Yeah.
So that's the way I'm going to go. Harry, it is 8 foot long by 2.5 front to back by 2.5 deep. So, and the sump is a 6 by 2 by 2. All in all, it's about 1,500 litres volume in total. So,
is that a custom tank, Jamie?
It was, yeah. It was custom built.
Who made it?
ND Aquatics. It was actually built on site in my living room. So it's only ever been moved once, 20 feet from the back patio doors into the garage. So
when you say built on site, you mean siliconed?
Yeah, they came to site, built the whole thing from scratch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I just didn't fancy moving a tank that size having it delivered and, you know, getting it through the house and stuff. So I think at the time it cost me about 350 quid for them to build it on site. But when you're spending that money on a tank, it's kind of, it was okay. Nice sized. Mo, no one's ever said that to me before.
That's why I threw it up on screen. A little confidence boost this Sunday. So what are you both up to later on today then? Any reefing related? I mean, obviously Tom has some work to be getting on with now.
Oh my Lord. Yeah.
I'm also going to have the doors open again, drying the place out. But I had to cut it short the other day because the room got up to 27. Didn't want the tanks to start going up high. So I'll have the doors open for an hour or two, and I think we're just doing a barbecue around the Outlaws later on. So
very nice.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Chilled Sunday. I've already done all my chores for the day. I cut the grass at 7:30 this morning. That's got the wife off my back, and yeah, just chilling out now.
Very good. Very good. Ron, anything for you?
Well, I'm going to go and do some work. I'm obviously at work again, but I'm going to disappear over at the new building, and it's so nice. You just go over there and you just lock the door behind you, and nobody can get you. There's no windows. There's nothing. I think I might start spending a little bit more time over there.
That's definitely fitting the bill of a Scotsman, Ron. The sun's out. Lock myself away in a dark room.
You're actually not wrong. The sky is pure blue. It's lovely and warm. It's a beautiful day, and I'm going to go and sit in a room with no windows. I do have a task I have to complete by today, which is connecting my return pump to the barb on the pipe in the sump with the Red Sea Reefer, and they're both completely different sizes. And everything I've tried so far, I've tried dipping it in the hot water to go with a bigger pipe, go a smaller pipe. Years ago, what I would do is I would just get two different sizes of pipe and squeeze one pipe inside the other.
Yeah.
Bit risky. I feel like I've evolved a little bit from that sort of fuckery, but it might be the only option.
You go for your boiling water, soften it up, get it on there, but still whack a Jubilee clip around it or something.
Yeah, I'll need to do something. But anyway. Oh, so what? Last comment for today, Ronald. I bet the whole damn documentary could be made around your new coral farm. Yep, no doubt.
Well, if you need anybody to film it, you know he's your man.
He is welcome anytime.
Definitely.
Anytime. Listen, gents, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much to everybody in the comments. Everybody have an amazing Sunday. And Tom, I think there's a live stream this coming Friday. Or is there?
Well, I think Drippy's coming up here to stop here. Unfortunately for my household, hope he doesn't put a pizza in the oven. He'll be coming to the finest meet on Saturday because he's got Josh's new tank. He's fetching up. So
is Josh coming?
Josh is coming on Saturday.
Hey, that'd be good to see Josh.
It'd be good to see everybody. Yes, if you can make it, it'd be nice to see you there. There will be one on Friday, I believe. Can't see any reason why not. There's some more special guests coming on that are lined up. We'll start giving a bit of a pre-release over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, should be good. Exciting times.
Pre-release, like the Vinegar Strokes.
That's the one. Yes.
Okay. So thank you so much, everybody.
Enjoy your weekend.
It sounds like we will actually see you on Friday. And if not, and something goes weird, we'll see you at Finest.
Yes.
Enjoy your day, everybody.
Ta-ra, everybody. Bye-bye.